We love to trout fish. And one of the coolest things about trout fishing is it takes you to some absolutely breathtaking places. I've got my wife with me today. We are here in Montana. We're hiking to an Alpine Lake that's supposed to have west slope cutthroat trout. So we're gonna try to pick this apart, see if we can't figure out how to catch a couple on the trout magnet and the D2 jig. There's one.
What kind of fish?
Cutthroat. Cutthroat trout.
Oh, trout. No worries. No worries. I don't care.
Another one. So one of the things to keep in mind with this is most of the fish will hang out right where this flows out. And as you can see, I'm starting to make some friends.
我走这里，谁帮我照一张？能照得到哦，你要到那边去照。可以照到我的影子，还有我在皮爬。你在找人呢？一样的。啊，快走啊！他从那边照到你了。你在这边呢。
Now, usually I use 2-pound SOS, but I had my braid already on this reel and decided last minute to just try to pack this up, and I'll show you how I packed this down in my backpack. It actually worked out really well. So I'm letting it sink, and remember, when you twitch, it's just about 45-degree angle, slight twitches that rod tip. And if you want to mix in some little pops, you can, especially with this tungsten head. That can help, because sometimes they need to see it on the fall to trigger that bite. Fish love current, trout in particular. Give you a better look at what I'm using. This is the new tungsten trout magnet jig head and a white body. And so often they will hit this thing on the fall. And I can't see any fish, but I trust that there's some there. And basically just swimming it right up off the bottom. I'm gonna throw a cast down a little. Okay, I'm gonna change it up, put on a gold trout magnet jig head, and put that setup on, see if they'll respond any different to a change in the speed it falls. Because this is tungsten and it falls faster. The original trout magnet jig head is lighter, and so that's gonna fall a little slower. I'm gonna re-thread that on. I just threw it through the eye. Around. And back through that. And in this area, we kind of shopped around. There's not a lot of trout magnets for sale in this corner of the world. We're trying to change that. But you can find these at Walmart and Cabela's in Kalispell. We did see them there. Ooh, there's a fish cruising down. See if this makes a difference. Yeah, it's definitely falling slower. And I haven't tried a float yet. That may work great. We'll try it here in a minute. But with as clear as this water is, in my mind, I'm thinking twitching's the best way to go. Man, this water's cold. Good friends, making good friends. That worked. I literally just hung it up in the current. What little current there is flowing in. And we got another one. What's so cool is that God literally put that fish there. And we had a pretty stressful morning. We spent, no joke, 45 minutes going around and around and around in a parking lot because the road was closed. And so it consolidated everybody at this trailhead. So I doubt it's always this busy. But this is the furthest into the park you could go because of the snow yesterday. And it is the very end of August. And it snowed yesterday, and you can kind of see that at the top of the mountains, which is really cool. So it drops way off right there, and I'm just letting it get down. And I am watching that line dance back and forth. And if it tightens up, I'll set the hook, just like that. I don't think these fish have ever seen a trout magnet before. And that's how you catch fish in an Alpine Lake. Hey Duck, how are you? You good? I hope you have a great day. Oh, you want to be friends? Here, you want something? I'm gonna act like I've got something. You wanna come say hi? Hey buddy. So up here on these Alpine lakes, it's always a good idea to go to the inflow. These fish are up here in a very high elevation, and this water is crystal clear, and you can see it's got this bluish tint. That's because it's glacial melt, so there's really not that many nutrients in the water, which is why these fish are looking for the current, because that current's going to sweep in bugs and things like that, and they're used to coming over here. This is like their dinner table. So all I do is basically just put this little thing out, let it sink anywhere kind of in proximity. And what I'm throwing is mimicking a high protein food source, which there's not very many of. Oh, And he grabbed it right there at the drop off. Just a beautiful west slope cutthroat trout. Get him back in the water. Pack light, just a handful of jigs, handful of trout magnets, and you can have a fun day on the water. Got him. Man. That's awesome. So right now I'm just watching that line for any jumps. And there he was. Picked up and he hit it. So there's a super big drop off right here. One of the things I've noticed about Alpine lakes is a lot of times there's a really deep end and then there's a real shallow end. This is one of the cases of fishing at the really deep end. There's a really good drop off. Also, this water is so clear, I bet these fish can see it from a mile away. And so getting it all the way down to the bottom is not absolutely essential. A lot of fish are eating on the top, different things like that. Oh, come on. Oh, one's coming up. Oh, he's spooked. Come on. All right, so that fish, he came up twice and almost ate it. He saw something he didn't like. So right now I'm watching the knot to my leader. And when I went to move it, it stayed there. So that guy ate it on the fall. Oh my goodness, that guy's perfect. This dude has almost no spots. Let's see, buddy. Alright, so hiking up here was about a 3-mile hike, and so really all I carried up here was a pack of trout magnets. This is kind of a custom made one. I just took a bunch of bodies from my boat box, and then I packed a bunch of 1/32 D2 jigs in there. Fluorocarbon, super important. Sandals, I brought my chacos, that way I could get in the water. And really all I do is take these off, and I've got my chacos with a carabiner on my backpack. One thing to remember is you are in grizzly bear country, so hopefully you don't run into one, but it's a good idea to bring bear spray. And then this side is how I transported my pole. And the nice thing about the SLS 150 is I can take this jig head, put it on that last eyelet, break it down, reel that tight, and this is a super durable rod. This backpack has a strap here and a strap underneath. So I simply just threaded those through, and it was super comfortable to carry. It never got in the way, never bound up on me. And then to lock it in on top, there's one more strap just watch the tip whenever you slam it down, and you're good to hike miles with this setup. You can have a ton of fun with some of the most beautiful scenery that you can even imagine if you have the right setup, have the right tackle, and walk a little further to get on the right side of the lake. Thank you guys so much for watching. God bless, and soar a little more.